Hello everybody, I hope you're doing great today. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be continuing the Tamriel / Elder Scrolls series on worldbox. So let's go ahead and get started here. Towards the end of the last episode we saw a lot of unification happening. There's a lot of bigger countries that are starting to form. Especially this one right here. I did not notice this until like the very end. So it looks like a pretty powerful country. Let me turn that down just a hot bit. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much what's going on. We're just gonna watch a lot of the unification that's happening. These guys just got pretty big. They just gained a lot because they were like up here a second ago. Now they're bigger. These guys took over that country up there finally. So I don't know who's gonna win over here. If I had to guess, I'd say those dudes. They're doing pretty good. Any of these island nations doing anything yet? These people still have not built docks or anything really. They're just stuck. These guys are expanding out just a little bit. Looks like there's a war or something over here. Any of the orcs doing pretty good? They're doing alright. Like, they don't have anything really special going for them yet. There's no huge empires, I don't think. Yeah, there's no big orc kingdoms yet. So right now I'm pretty sure that's the biggest human empire, followed closely by those guys. The biggest dwarven one, if I had to guess. Those dudes are pretty big. Those guys are also doing pretty good. Yeah, these guys are actually the biggest, I believe. Yeah, those guys are definitely the biggest dwarves at the moment. So, anyways, let's just zoom in here and see what we can discover. So there's only one person at this town. I don't know where that one person is, but it looks like a lot of chaos is happening. So there's a lot of burnt and scorched lands over here. Have these dudes finally built a bridge or something yet? Oh, they're building a dock at least, so they can actually expand out from their current location. Which actually, I am going to help them out just a little bit here, so that way people can get to and from this island without, like, breaking everything, or, like, without having to use boats. There is now a bridge connecting them to the mainland. So there we go. And it's not going to really interfere with boats or anything because they can't, like, travel through there anyways. So I think that's a pretty great spot. Okay, let's look at this empire for a little bit. I'm very interested in what they're doing because they've conquered a lot. So, let's see. Let's go back to the village view here. So that's actually their capital right now. So they're also at war with these guys. And it seems they're doing pretty good because they're about to conquer both of those. So that's pretty good for them. I don't know what's going on over here. The Blue Kingdom's doing pretty good. Looks like they're heading south a little bit. Yeah, so they might win this war. They might not. Who knows? Because these cities are looking pretty buff. But these aren't as powerful as those cities, it looks like. They are taking over that one. And these guys just absolutely conquered that town. Looks like that empire was just wiped out. So now those two kingdoms are probably going to go into a showdown. Yeah, Yavund. Yavanud versus those guys. Riften, I guess, is about to die. They're just down to their last city, which is probably actually Riften, which would be like in this area. Somewhere like right here, probably. So that hut right there is Riften. Okay, well, they conquered that little city down there. These guys expanded out yet? Nope, they're just still vibing. Just vibing. Okay, what's going on down here? These guys, I think, have expanded out just a little bit. Everything still looks the same over here. I don't know what this town's doing. Right now, they're the weakest, so this is probably where the next... Like, this is probably the next kingdom that's going to go. They're just going to get wiped out, most likely. Okay, those island nations are still just kind of sitting there. Okay. Looks like the war is still raging over here. There's a lot of blue flag bearers down here, which means there's a lot of armies down here. Did not mean to click this person, but their name is Shakati. Pretty cool, I guess. Really random name, but Okay, I thought this kingdom was like up here for a second, so I was like, hold up, what? Did they just lose all this? But nah, they're fine. I was just confused. Okay, let's look down here. So the orcs, looks like there's a nice kingdom up here, kingdom over here. So this is kind of like the big four right now. They're down to these 4 little city-states. Looks like these 2 are at war, I believe. So there's going to be a big one that's going to come out of this war. They may or may not dominate the other 2 if they take them on like 1 by 1. Who knows? We'll find out though. These guys are like the best elves that are on the main continent at the moment. So they'll probably conquer these guys, maybe move north into the like heartlands. I wonder how long it's going to take for these guys to go to war though. That's going to be a big war. Whoever wins that war is going to like dominate the north. Like for a long time. They're going to just dominate. They'll be hard to take down, that's for sure. Let's look at the cultures map, but we haven't really looked at that much. Okay, so looks like this main kingdom's culture is these dudes. Sword, spear, weapon reduction, so they can build boats now. These guys also can build boats now. I remember seeing them building a dock. I wonder if that's been completed yet. Let's see. It is. There's also one right there. So a lot of people are starting to get the boats. Especially those dudes. They have nice little docks going on. So what is this? These are people. Right? Yeah. So it looks like they're losing a lot of land over here. And why is this just like main like area here just like on fire and like ravaged by war? It's probably because there's like a mixing pot of like 2 different species here. It's like the dwarves, which is mostly these dudes. I think those are dwarves. Those are elves. No, those are dwarves. I really thought those were elves for a second. Yeah, so it's like those 2 big dwarf ones, then some humans just kind of scattered. So I guess it's kind of like a big brewing pot of just warfare in general. Okay, anybody unified over here yet? Those guys were wiped out, as I predicted. Those guys are almost wiped out. Okay, so these guys are kind of surrounded by 2 massive kingdoms. So if they were to get clapped from both sides simultaneously, they would get destroyed. I'm assuming these guys are going to get wiped out next. These guys are probably going to head north and be like, yo, look at those weak dudes up here. Also, this town is probably going to die. Which sucks, because it was a pretty epic town. I remember in the beginning, it was really nice. But yeah, this kingdom right here, it's about to die. Alright, let's resume. Okay. These guys at war with anybody else new yet? Let's check it out. It doesn't look like it. See, I could make like everybody go to war, but that would probably cause the entirety of the game to just like lag and then die. So that wouldn't be good. It would be like this right here, the load. Okay. Is this kingdom expanding at all? They're just vibing with their massive empire that's like huge. It's a huge empire. What are those dudes doing? They're all just vibing in the desert. They're like desert vibes. Some are on the mountain, but they're in fact just vibing in the desert. Looks like there's a ruined town there. Tall Po Poor. Okay, so we're pretty much down to the 3 big orc kingdoms here. I remember earlier saying like whoever won this war would probably be pretty big. Yeah, they're a pretty big kingdom, not gonna lie. These guys are expanding north for sure. Aw. This town here is so that's random. We have the Ural Mountains just vibing in the forests, because you know there's no mountains in the forests. Is there any, like, I don't know why nobody really wants to expand into this area. I mean, there's no like wood or anything, so these dudes are just kind of like no. They're just kind of stuck without making stuff. All they have is the campsites. So I find this kingdom really interesting because they're just kind of like a singular, like, long stretch. Ooh, those guys are kind of making a like comeback. They expanded north because they were down to just like that one city there, and then they're kind coming up around now. I don't know how that kingdom is still not dead. Yeah, I'm very surprised. Not gonna lie. Okay, let's go ahead and get some massive wars going here. Let's just make like all of the elven lands declare war on each other, so that way somebody will unify this area. Brace for lag. Brace for lag. Okay, definitely looks like there's war happening down there. Now I'm gonna make these huge human nations declare war on each other. Pretty much everybody, I guess. I'm gonna make the dwarves declare war on each other. And also the orcs. So now, whoever comes out victorious... I know I said I wasn't going to do that, but, you know, like, why not? We need somebody to unify some of this stuff. Even if it's green Nalo Aura. Yeah, Nalo Aura there. That's that place. So, who knows? There's a random tornado up there. Just kind of vibing. That town was finally wiped out. Okay, so let's look on the, let's look more down here in the village layer. So who all are they at war with? The Siege. Okay, so they're at war with everybody right now. So I'm just kind of surprised they're not like, okay, they're conquering a little bit. They're in fact going for it. Okay, anybody doing great over here? I would assume these guys will win, especially since they're like kind of pushing down south. They're definitely conquering a lot of stuff here. Okay, so it looks like, did not mean to click that. So it looks like these, okay, well currently these guys are the most powerful in the game. I'm assuming that these guys are going to be really powerful after they unify this area. I mean, they're most likely going to unify it. I feel like they'll have a hard time against these dudes up here, Damari. Because, like, you know, they're separated by, like, the water and such. But after they get past that barrier, I'm sure they'll do okay. Which there's, like, a massive... There's a lot of soldiers coming in here. Oh, there's that green dude with the banner. I think that guy's on fire. There's a lot of people on fire. Why is everybody on fire? What is happening? They must be using flamethrowers in their warfare. I feel like that's against the Geneva Convention or whatever that was. It's like a war crime. Okay, well, it looks like the Riften area has been wiped out. That sucks for them. Anything going on over here? Okay, well, that's chaotic. These dudes look like they're doing pretty good. They're kind of expanding north a little bit. These guys are not having a good time right now. Looks like they're getting a little bit assaulted here. There's that tree on fire, some buildings. Looks like they made peace with somebody. These dudes are getting slaughtered, it looks like. They're getting, like, you know, attacked a lot of places. These dudes look like they're taking over those guys pretty well. So I think they're doing pretty good for themselves. Great tissue. I'm pretty sure they were at a higher population. I think they're getting attacked by those dudes. I think they made peace, perhaps. Maybe not. Yeah, I believe they're still at war. Yeah. Anything going on up here? Yeah, I never did look at Soul Stun, did I? So there's the miners of Adial. There we go. The Adderall Kingdom itself. We have Rocky Gold. That's an interesting name. Yeah, so that area's become more chaotic. Okay, so these guys are orcs, right? Yeah, so that's the biggest orc kingdom in the map at the moment, I'm pretty sure. Looks like these guys did in fact unify this area. So that's interesting. Then up here, they're still clashing. Just like Clash of Clans. Okay. Let's go ahead and just follow some random dudes. So, who's somebody that's like at war, like a lot of war? Let's go look at these dudes. Maybe there's somebody here. Who's this person? The Ohari. So he's weightless, stupid, unlucky, attractive, gluttonous, and a pacifist. I might as well follow this person. Like, why not? They seem to be a very wild ride of a person. Okay, hold up. How do I select them again? Deli Hala. No, go back to Oheli? No. Well, they're just having a huge party up here. I want to look at this person's favorite foods. So they currently are sad and they like sushi. So, well, that's interesting. Okay, looks like they're just vibing around the campfire. They had an armor on a second ago, didn't they? So I guess they retired as a soldier. There's her inside of that camp hut right there. Yeah, I'm not for sure why there's like 100 dudes in that village. Okay, these guys are expanding fast. Like, they have a huge little empire on this coast. If these guys ever go to war, it'll be chaotic. Like, whoever wins that war is going to, like, dominate the entire rest of the game. Which is very scary. So up here it looks like this is where humanity is gonna like have its last bastion, just kind of like this area here. Yeah, so the elves are probably gonna conquer this area soon. If I had to guess, it might take them a bit to take over these two islands, but these dudes are doing all right. You know, they've lasted pretty much the whole game, I believe. I can't say the same for everybody. A lot of nations have died since then. By a lot, I mean pretty much 90% of the nations have died. How many countries are there currently? Because there was like 100 whenever we started. Okay, I'm not going to count all those, but like, it's definitely a lot less than there used to be. Rocky Goal is currently the weakest. And O'Dara is the most powerful. Which they actually do look pretty cool. I'm just gonna go ahead and rename them Elven Empire. Elven Empire. There's those dudes. We'll go ahead and name these guys Order of Elfland. I don't know. What's a good name? I guess we'll go with Order of Anirian. That's a dude from you know, Warhammer Fantasy, I believe. He was pretty cool. What was that? What just happened over there? I did not click that. Why was there just a random bomb in the ocean? Please explain. I'm very confused. Like, what was that? Also, I'm surprised these guys are still alive. Okay, they're expanding fast. Like, they're almost close to the Imperial City here, which is Dohodi Daito. So, maybe if I had, like, just made the bridge right away and, like, made, like, 4 little bridges, that way they could, like, expand in all directions, and they kind of left this area generally uncolonized, they probably would have had a nice little empire for themselves. But that did not happen this time. Instead, we have the bigger human empires up here. So, how are these dudes doing? They still vibing? I wonder if our favorite person's still alive. Okay, well, that's an interesting little island, not gonna lie. The Ohari lady. Let's go. They're just jumping through the fields. Chilling. Are they gonna go in that tent? They went through the tent. Go through that house. They just walked through that house. Like, they just broke straight through the wood. Okay, now they're actually inside that tent. So what nation are they a part of currently? Let's see. Are they a part of the super epic saucy Elven Empire? They in fact are. Let's look at the culture map mode again. I'm just kind of curious. So what's the main culture of the big Elven Empire? It looks like it's nada. assuming that's the main culture of the Elven Empire here, but they've got a lot of cultures spread out. So, yeah, there's that. What about humanity? How's humanity doing with their culture? Yane. That's actually interesting. Okay, this area up here is pretty much just one huge culture. So that's the, like, empire of, like, whatever. These dudes. Okay, they actually did really well. I'm gonna go ahead and rename them the Empire of Humanity just because of how powerful they are. Okay, I don't want the game to crash while I'm doing this. Empire of Humanity. There we go. Currently they're at war with Yevanud. Don't know where they are. Oh, those guys. Yeah, because they're just slaughtering them right now. So these guys are probably gonna conquer all of the other humans and then expand humanity south. That's at least what I think they might do. So, right now Yevanud is still vibing. They're basically cornered to back down to where Riften was earlier. Okay, I wonder if those two are ever going to declare war on each other. They're just kind of like at a cold war right now. Okay, I really hope they make roads soon. I know the elves can't, but like, I really hope the humans do because I don't know, the game just looks weird without roads. Okay, these guys do have some roads. Is that a bridge? Like, I really don't know where those are at. Intriguing. Also have some cities up on the ice fields up here. This is where like Markar? No. Dawnstar. This is where Dawnstar would be. And up here's like the Winterhold. I guess over here would be Windhelm, but or probably like right here. So I guess they're not really at that area yet. Why is that like singular spot just not claimed? Everybody's just like, I don't want that. Yeah, so a lot of these central cities are not very powerful because they don't have much wood. So that kind of sucks for them. But they still have a lot of powerful cities along this coastline here. Like that one. Okay, let's actually check out like what kind of cities they have. So they have a lot of like 50s. Their capital is down here. It's like 100 people. They have a pretty big city up here. Kowo, pretty vibin'. Looks like the Blue Empire has conquered these guys. Great Yatishu. So there's going to be a cold war between those guys probably. I mean, they might declare war eventually, but it'll probably take a minute. And then these guys are pretty much the main buffer between these guys and like conquering the main, like this area. This Orc Kingdom is doing really well. They've conquered this side, a lot of the north up here. These guys are also expanding. I remember back when they just had like here and they just kept, they're just continuing to push down. There are raw mountains. We're doing okay, I guess. See, this looks really cool. I like this like little peninsula they've got here. Like it's just like a really thick but like short peninsula, so it looks pretty epic. So yeah, I don't think anybody really is gonna colonize this area. I mean, maybe these dudes, but they're not like expanding, you know. Maybe if there was like more wood or something, they might. It looks like these guys finished off the Yanud peoples. I don't know who they're gonna go after next, but we'll probably experience that in the next episode. So we watched a lot of the unification happen. You know, there's a big human empire, a smallish one, a really, really smallish one. We have two elven empires going on. You know, some island states still. The dwarves kind of still doing their thing. So anyways, I think that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good day.